Hi there and welcome back to Japan and to a voice-only video for this one. I thought I would just have a little bit of a talk, so you don't need to see my face for this one. I didn't do my usual extensive pre-recording makeup. This is just a little bit of a talk, and it's also kind of replacing because, as those who are on the Discord will know, that for good reason, unfortunately, I wasn't able to do the live chat last weekend. So I thought I'd just sort of get back here and I will hopefully do another live chat probably before the weekend, but either way, if not, then we'll pick things up as normal on the weekend. Keep on saying weekend. That's all fine, but I will try and do one a little bit sooner. But yeah, I just thought I'd give a bit of a catch up and also have a little bit of a talk because obviously there's some people who are on, like I say, our Discord who get to see will get to communicate with me and get to see a lot of things going on with the channel. And I want to talk about some of the things that are happening with the channel, some things coming up as well. And just before we go any further, I just want to say when you do these sorts of things, usually people, maybe people worry that something's wrong with the channel, something's going to happen, the channel's going to finish, or something awful's happened. And I know we haven't had any videos for the last few days as well. I will get on to explaining that in a minute. But basically, yeah, don't worry about that. Everything's okay with the channel. Everything is going to continue as it always does. So no need for any panic on that front. However, there have been a few things come up. I mean, hopefully the video, like I said, the live chat will start again on the coming weekend. And so hopefully I'll have the videos will start going up again, hopefully before next weekend. I have already some which are pre-recorded. But I decided not to post them yet just because, I want to make sure that if there is this little gap in videos that, I don't force restart. So anyway, like I say, we'll be back to normal in the next few days. So not to go into too many details, because I don't want to make these videos overly self-indulgent. But yeah, again, as everyone will know from the Discord, I had a bit of a personal tragedy over the last few days. It's been not the best week, not the best time overall. And it's given me a little bit of room. I was sort of thinking of just sort of pushing through with the videos and the channel, just keeping everything going. And like I say, just uploading those videos that had already been recorded. But I've decided instead just to take a few days to kind of reset my mind a little bit and sort of reset my approach to the channel. Because like I said, I want to keep on doing the channel, but I want to keep it fresh, keep it interesting. I always said that one of the things I didn't want to do is I didn't want to sort of take it for granted and just sort of phone it in. That's always my biggest worry with doing anything like this. So I don't want it just to be something where the videos are being uploaded for the sake of content rather than because they're actually good. But it's been good. I've actually really enjoyed. We've been covering a lot of smaller bands. And I've really enjoyed doing that. A lot of smaller artists, a lot of artists who maybe we wouldn't otherwise cover. And that's been brilliant. I'm still looking forward to covering a lot of our regulars and a lot of bigger bands as well, but it has been nice to do that. However, ever since the channel restarted, obviously the views and everything are much less now. And obviously we've got a fraction of the subscribers we had before. Nothing wrong with that. It's actually, in a way, it's kind of nice because all of the regulars seem to have come back and, like I say, on the Discord, having conversations. So it's great to see that. It's great that the core community is still there and that we're having these wonderful discussions on each of the videos. However, I've obviously had to work really hard. Actually, restarting the channel was much, much harder, even though everything's smaller now, or at least 4 now. Hopefully it'll get bigger eventually. It's been much more work because obviously it's been sort of forcing everything through, initially I was like wondering what do I do because it all happened so suddenly. And so I was re-uploading some of the old videos with edits, and then I was getting together new videos, working out how that was going to work. There's still things about, if you like, the infrastructure of the channel, which are quite difficult, like using these online drives to store the reactions and getting multiple ones of them because obviously they're going to fill up quite quickly anyway. So there's been a huge amount of work involved, and obviously it has a lot of impact on you because it's kind of disheartening. And I say this, like I say, with no disrespect, because I'm really happy that everyone's still here, but it's hard to explain. Just kind of, it is disheartening when you're pushing so hard to do this just after, the previous channel completely gone and all of that stuff, sort of over 1 million views, getting on for a couple of thousand subscribers, really, really active channel, and it's just suddenly gone. It's really disheartening then to up your work and, gone from like, it used to be anything less than 3,000 views in a day was considered, a bad day. And now we're kind of like thinking anything over 300 is pretty good. So, like I say, it's hard to really convey to people just how disheartening that is when that happens, how much, and all the things that the channel have been through. I mean, the longer you've been following the channel, the more you might be aware. We've been through some bizarre stuff. I mean, last year there was a situation where I was bouncing around, trying to record videos, sometimes in internet cafes and places, because I didn't really have a permanent place that I was staying. There was the whole situation in Korea. I know people are still waiting to see that video. Like a year later, it's nearly a year later. But there's a whole situation in Korea. There was all kinds of problems with computers blowing up, and I had serious money problem before the Patreon came along. So I wasn't able to replace my computer when it blew up, and all kinds of things that happened. And we pushed through them all. That was the big thing. We pushed through them all, and it was kind of like the channel was a living, breathing record of all that hard work, of the hours put in every day, of the never giving up was all there. And for it to suddenly be gone, and then just kind of expected to carry on like it hasn't all been erased is really difficult. And there was one other thing. I might as well tell you this, guys, because there's one sad part to the story that I never actually told anyone afterwards, because when we were restarting the channel, I didn't know how we were going to do it, what we were going to be doing in regards to re-uploading old content and in regards to doing new content. We're now more firmly looking at the future, but obviously I was hoping to get most of the old material re-uploaded again. So I didn't want to dishearten anyone by telling them, but there was actually something really tragic I found out a couple of days after the last channel went down. As you guys know, just in the nick of time before the channel was deleted, I actually backed up everything using Google's backup service. Backed up the whole channel, 800 videos, all of that. And then I was just looking at the size of the backups, and I thought, there were many, many gigabytes, but I was thinking still looks a little bit small. And it was about 2 days after the channel had gone down, and, I wasn't able to do Google backup or anything anymore because the channel was just deleted instantly. For those of you who don't know, a lot of people say when your channel's deleted, you get a week to copy everything. That's only if your channel's monetized. Our channel was not monetized, which was one of the big things. We don't make money off of using people's copyrighted material where we do. However, anyway, we'll get onto that later. But the point is, I was thinking, well, these backup archives don't look big enough a couple of days after the channel had been deleted. So I went in and had a look, and there was files I couldn't find, and I suddenly started looking through the ones that were there, and I noticed what the reason was. And Google says nothing about this, by the way. There's nothing on Google's information that says anything about this at all. But basically, any video that had been copyright claimed, and I'm not talking about blocks, I'm talking about copyright claims, the sort of thing which was, the bread and butter of our channel, the thing that we were completely okay with. And like I say, I actually supported artists doing this. Basically, it just means that they have no problem with you using their song in their video. All that happens is that they can, if they want to, and they don't always do this, put a little advert on your video, and then they make money off of you doing a review of their music. So many YouTubers don't like that. They think that's a terrible thing. I'm fine with it. Like I said, I've worked in the music industry. I know how the copyright thing works. And to be honest, I'm fine with that. I'm happy for the artist and the record company to make money off of my review. Because like I said, we're not doing it for the money. We're doing it for the community. The money is just what helps us carry on. So you can see where this is going. Basically, any video that had a copyright claim on it didn't back up. Google says nothing about that. YouTube says nothing about that. But of the 800 videos we had, obviously there was a very small sort of about 4 or 5 that had been blocked after the event. But of the 800 videos, about 500 of them had copyright claims on them, which means that over half of the videos were erased. Now, I still get to keep things like obviously the live streams and still quite a few videos that weren't erased. But it meant that in actuality, I didn't have a backup of the entire channel. So that on top of resetting everything, having to change all my Google accounts, which, I've got a couple of Android phones, one that I have to use for work. So I had to do that. It affected my work. It affected everything. It just suddenly, so much. It was affecting things outside of the channel as well. Like I say, with my phone and stuff, and loads of apps I couldn't access anymore, and had to, reset them all, and like linked logins, logins that you do through your Google account. I shouldn't have done that, I know, but it was just it was a mess. So like I say, I was carrying all of this stress and pressure, which made it really difficult. And because then I had to work harder, you would think that the channel going down would be a fantastic time for you to reset and re-envisage where you want to go with the channel and come up with new ideas. In actuality, it's the opposite. It stunts your ability to think about where the channel's going because you don't have time to think. You've just got to get on with getting everything set back up. So I started to feel a little bit like, although I've actually really enjoyed the videos that we've done on this new channel, I think some of the reviews I've been doing now have been actually a bit of an improvement. I'm happy that I feel like I'm growing at doing this still, and I'm enjoying the content, even though it's got that weird thing we have to hop across to Google Drive to see the reactions. But nonetheless, I felt like although the reviews were getting good, I was kind of becoming, I'm getting naturally better at what I do, I think. I do feel like the overall way that I'm doing it is kind of being phoned in. I mean, you might notice that the background posters in the videos for the last few weeks, they used to be like they all got switched around regularly, and they haven't been switched around for quite a while. And it's something I do to keep the visual aesthetic nice. It's not something that you actively notice. Some people I know do, but most people don't actively notice it. But it's a change that I make because, it's something that keeps it looking fresh. So little things like that. I'd become naturally better at phoning it in. I want to use that expression carefully because, like I say, I do give very considered reviews. I really think about what I say while I talk, and I only record the reviews when I've really got the energy and I know I'm in the right mindset. But like I said, I think I could have done more. There could have been more content. There could have been more things. It's just that, like I say, I've just been focused on just keep on doing the reviews. You guys know there's been so many projects. So many projects that we wanted to do. And they are still coming. I mean, the cartoon strip thing, that was set up before the last channel got knocked down. So that's still coming, like the Miku cartoon and a few others still being done. But obviously they're a little bit delayed because I haven't had time to really think about them. I've been talking to the people who've been helping me do them, but haven't really been able to push forwards with the other parts. There's some specials that we were going to do. The music theory videos, they've been waiting months to do. I even recorded a few of them, but I wanted to get like a good number of them together. So when I first drop them, I can drop a good, a good few numbers so they're all linked in together and people can get a feel for the series. The updated top 10 for Babe Metal, months behind on that. The Scandal reviews, the two Scandal album reviews, months behind on that. So these things are still coming though. And like I said, that's kind of the positive. I still have that goal and I'm still aiming towards them. And I'm really happy that we're pointing towards it. So I just wanted to say that is one thing, is that I know that at the moment the channel seems really sort of disconnected and everything's all over the place. It's heading in a good direction though. It's just it's been a bit of a pain in the arse, if I'm honest with you. Just doing the basics at the moment, and with, like I say, tragic things happen this week, and a lot of people's lives have been really affected by obviously everything going on at the moment in the world. I am glad to see that in a lot of places things are getting better. Some places worse, but in a lot of places things are getting better. So positivity's there, but obviously a lot of people have been suffering recently. So I don't want to sound like woe is me, but just I have more on my plate than I could deal with, and so this week seemed like a good time to sit back, reset, and think about it. A lot of people were asking about, I at least had 3 messages about the whole, the band that should not be named, the ones who were basically responsible for this whole problem in the first place. And I can't say enough how, it was just malice on their part. Malicious scumbags. If you know who they are, honestly, I think they're scum. I really do. But I was having, like you guys know, I was talking to a couple of friends of mine who worked in the industry, one who still does, who work on the legal side of things. And we were talking about things that we could do to, have a bit of fun, have some jabs back at them. I was advised, I think quite wisely, a couple of weeks ago, maybe to drop it for a little while. Because although we've got a very strong approach, the problem is that we're doing our reactions on Google Drive, which makes our channel a little bit more vulnerable. So, it was sort of suggested that we don't get the ire, the anger of perhaps a bunch of angry fanboys who will just be looking for chinks in our armor to attack us with. So Yeah, it's annoying. I dropped a rather nice little Twitter message to them that they never replied to, but hopefully a few people saw that. But yeah, basically, so along with all the annoyance and anger from what they did, it's also been the fact that I kind of had to drop it. But like I say, I mean, if we're looking positively at the future, I've really enjoyed looking at a lot of these smaller bands. It's been nice to spend more time on the Reddit suggestion thread before hopefully the channel grows more. I mean, hopefully the channel's going to grow more, and that's something where then it's going to be harder to keep up with it again. But it's been nice catching up with the Reddit suggestion thread, the Discord suggestions. I really appreciated how many people have put so much work into putting some really great suggestions, explaining suggestions. I know you guys explain them. I'm always a bit careful when I read the explanations because I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to pre-research too much. But I try to get a little gist of what everyone's saying and, try to sort of read cautiously so I don't trip over myself. But it's been great. And obviously, CMC's been keeping everything fantastic. I've had people like Sven and Kaldef, Harry have been dropping some really cool messages and stuff, giving me information for Scandal, Silent Siren, facilities, sources where I can find the material that I can react to. I mean, it's just been fantastic, like I say, and I don't want to, for all the negative things that I've been maybe talking about, it's more been about explaining what's been going on so you guys can kind of see it from my perspective. As is often the case, at the moment, Bubbles and James have got a lot going on in their lives, so they're not really able to do a huge amount to support me with this, but I don't expect that. I never asked them to. That's never been their job. They're there to help me make content as and when available and as and when the correct inspirations come up. So yeah, I'm just kind of explaining why it's been very difficult sort of doing this on my own, but at the same time, the community's been brilliant. The Discord's been always really interesting, always full of people talking about cool things, really cool sort of posts and links. I mean, I love some of the stuff that people drop on there, even though I can't watch all of it, just because some of the things, I might want to react to later. But yeah, no, like I said, I just want to say that side's been brilliant. I am focusing on getting that extra content. Like I said, getting the interviews. I've recorded 2 really cool interviews that I can't wait to put up, and I really want to put them up soon. I should do them this weekend, to be honest. I really can't wait to finish the Miku cartoon strip. That's looking brilliant. The specials, the music theory, the top 10 updates, all the other things we got going there. I mean, it's just, like I said, there's a lot to look forward to. And the final message of this is a real message of, in my opinion, positivity. Nothing's ever going to stop us. We love doing this. Ever since I've started doing this, it's slowed down the rate that I can listen to new Japanese music, because obviously I've got to do a reaction every time I do. And yet, I look forward to hearing new songs more now, because not only am I hearing these songs, but I'm getting to share them with you and sharing a discussion. I mean, this is one of the things that inspired us to, first of all, add this feature onto the radio show that me and James were doing. And then when we came over to YouTube, for it to become the main focus of the YouTube channel and now become what it is, like a review channel. Is that feeling it kind of came from when me and James, we sit down sometimes and we just have long chats when we sit down and we just put on some music and we listen to stuff together and we talk about it, and you just find yourself cracking up laughing about certain things and having a good old joke, and just really enjoying sort of observing things and talking about them. Admittedly, the whole laughing at songs thing wasn't taken so well when we first started bringing this over from the radio onto YouTube, where instead of talking to a random audience, we were talking to fanboys a lot more. And obviously, so a lot of people took offense. So we had to kind of, unfortunately, dip down on the laughing at things slightly. It was never meant in offense, but, we had to dip down on that. But, it's still, I still get the community vibe. The thing that I really enjoy is that when I talk about these songs and then when I read your comments on YouTube and on Discord, I feel like it's that feeling like we're all sitting down on a couch, a couple of beers, having a chat, listening to music and sharing it. That's what it feels like to me. So that's the reason why I would never stop doing this. Although it does impede my ability to binge through new Japanese music, it does mean that the music I get to listen to, I get to enjoy a lot more. So, that's, like I said, the whole message of the future is very positive. But just for now, I think this week, I need to reset my mind a bit. I've got other things that I kind of got to work through this week. And, when we kick things into gear, it might be before the weekend, or I might leave it until the weekend. I don't know. I mean, definitely this weekend, there'll be content, there'll be live streams, all that kind of stuff. But when that happens, I'm really going to focus on trying to make it as best as possible. And, you know, I'm just, like I said, I'm really hoping that everyone can enjoy it. And actually, talking of new content, the thing I forgot to mention, the covers as well, like the cheap instrument covers. We're thinking of a name for that for ages. I think we've now settled for calling them budget covers. I'm really looking forward to doing more of them. I've been yearning to do one of those for a while. It's just like they take quite a few hours to put together. It's not really the recording that takes so long. It's more it's more setting up the cameras, because obviously when you're using, like, when you're playing weird instruments, like when you're playing, I remember it was back when I was in Cardboard Palace #1, and one of the instruments on one of the videos was one where I was playing like using a chopstick to hit a table leg of my desk, which was like a round metal tube table leg, so it made a really funny sort of ching sound. And, you know, setting up the camera to look at that in a way that was actually visible, that was clear what was going on, was really hard. Because I was holding a plastic bag at the same time. I was using the plastic bag as like a sort of hi-hat, like a closed hi-hat sound, whilst bashing the metal table leg to get like a metallic sort of almost cymbal-like sound. So, yeah, some of they can be quite difficult to do because every shot has to be thought about. It's more sort of setting it all up and then playing it. And also you have to go through the arrangement, decide, okay, which instrument will sound better covered, which instrument will sound weirdest covered which way. So there's a lot of things to think about with those. Overall though, yeah, like I say, I've got a lot of stuff that I'm excited to do. I'm excited talking about it. I'm looking forward to it. So, yeah, basically, never fear. Don't worry about a channel. Channel's still going to be here. Don't worry about the lack of content. And I do apologise as well. It's been really great. We've had a lot of new subscribers coming in. We're pushed over to 250 quite quickly. So I feel a bit bad for anyone who's just signed up as a new content and then suddenly they get this ranting video and there hasn't been any reviews in days. But yeah, don't worry. Seriously, like I say, we will be on it. Well, I'll be on it, and there'll be a lot more coming up soon. So, also, I just wanted to say, because obviously I'm here in Japan, actually, this is one other thing. If you've made it this far through the video, then you're definitely the sort of person I want to ask for advice on this sort of thing. I mean, I'm in Japan. I got more cameras than you can shake a stick at. I've bought many cameras over my life, and many sort of devices that have cameras in them. I mean, I can just go out and video things at any time. If there's anything you guys would be interested to see just about normal Japanese life, I don't usually do those videos because there's so many people blogging about, oh, I moved to Japan, check this out. Oh, I spent my gap year in Japan, check this out. I know those things are kind of boring, but if there's anything that you guys are interested in to see, or is there anything about day-to-day life that you think I could turn into a video series that you'd want to watch, then yeah, just tell me. So I'm interested in doing new content because I want the channel to be primarily about music reviews, but with variations, so you guys feel like you get some interesting surprise and so it doesn't feel stale. So as always, I want you guys to feel 100% involved in the channel. I mean, so much of what's going on here is being kept alive by you guys. I can't say it enough again. A huge thank you to the Patreon supporters. I mean, like I say, literally this would have all fallen apart without you guys. A huge thank you to everyone on Discord, whether you be a Patreon supporter or not. Certainly if you're both, then double whammy. But if you're on the Discord and you're just sort of keeping in the conversations, and if you're on the Reddit as well, I mean, I know not so many people on the Reddit. That's going to be a slow boiler. I was really hoping with the old channel when we got to like a few thousand subscribers. I mean, we were pushing forward so fast. It was looking like we were going to be on 3,000 subscribers by the end of 2020. Obviously, that's a bit of an unlikely one now. But if you're one of those people who is on the Reddit anyway, then huge thank you to you as well. It's all about the community, and obviously a little bit of it is about money. So thank you, like I say, to the Patreon supporters. Just, yeah, there you go. I've been rambling a little bit now. I just wanted to give you an idea of where my head was at, what's going on. And just, yeah, like I say primarily a big thank you. Honestly, a huge thank you to you guys. Going through like a tragic week, having something to focus on, having something to look forward to, like, you know, making the channel better. You know, now it's back up, actually having the chance to sit down and think, okay, I want to do this, but I want to make this good. You know, I want to take this from being what it is at the moment, which is really fun and nice and something which I think is quality material, and turning it into something where I can go, okay, yeah, we can be sort of really proud that we're making something even better than we were before. That's kind of where my head's at. So, And it makes me happy to think of that. So yeah, like I say, big thanks to you guys for keeping the channel alive. Anyway, I'm going to stop waffling. I'm just going to say thank you very much for tuning in. And like I say, if you made it to the end of this video, then wow, you are definitely one of the chosen ones. Have yourselves a lovely day. I hope everything's going okay where you are. I know a lot of people are going through tragedies, but I hope nothing bad has hit you. And if it has, then I can only wish you the best. And yeah, until I see you next time with my face from Japan, for now, listen. Ciao, ciao.